எத்தனை பேர்ப்பா கிளாஸ்க்கு?
சார் 62 சார்.
ஃபிஃப்டினா 62ல 12 மெம்பர்ஸ் எங்க யார் யார் வர?
ஜஸ்ட் செகண்ட் சார். சார் கனெக்டிவிட்டி இஷ்யூஸ் இருக்கும் சார், அப்பப்போ அப்படியே வேரி ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும் சார், வந்து போவாங்க. மோஸ்ட்லி இதில் அட்டன் சார்.
ஓகே. 50 பண்ணேன் 62 எப்போ வரவே இல்லை.
சார் சொல்லியிருக்கேன் சார், வந்துடுவாங்க சார். சார் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் சொல்லிட்டேன் சார், அவங்க மேக்ஸிமம் வந்துடுவாங்க சார்.
ஹலோ இப்போ கேட்குதாப்பா?
கேட்குது சார், சொல்லுங்கள் சார்.
இப்போ கேட்குதா?
எஸ் சார் கேட்குது.
Hello. Hello. Audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay, okay, good. Thank you. If suppose chief வந்து நடுவில் ஆடிபிளாக அவர் பேசும்போது கேட்கலன்னா எனி ஒன் ஆஃப் யூ வந்து சார் நாட் ஆடிபிள்னு சொல்லுங்கள். ஏன்னா அவருக்கு வந்து தெரியாது இதெல்லாம். அவர் கண்டினியூஸாக போய் கிளாஸ் போயிட்டே இருப்பார் அப்புறம்.
ஓகே சார், சொல்லிடலாம். தேங்க்யூ.
ஹலோ சார், எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் ரெடி சார். உங்கள் ரூம் ரெடியாக சார். ஆமாம் சார், நான் உங்கள் ரூம்லேயே வெயிட் பண்ணுறேன். உங்கள் ரூம்லேயே நான் வெயிட் பண்ணுறேன் சார். வாங்க சார். ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார். தேங்க்யூ தேங்க்யூ. ப்ரெசன்டேஷனை போட்டு எடுப்பான்.
ஓகே சார்.
Presenter can start the session.
Okay, sir.
Ready,
Sir, start. Hello, sir.
The way will be on.
Sir, shall I start?
Okay, you can start it.
Okay, sir.
Good
morning, sir.
Yes, start it.
So, Mr. Chandran, okay, sir. Mr. Chandran, age 26, from Triplicane, Chennai, who is shopkeeper by occupation, came with chief complaints of fever for 5 days, cough with expectoration for 5 days, and difficulty in breathing for 4 days. So, presenting illness, patient was apparently normal before 5 days, after which he developed fever for past 5 days, which was acute in onset, high-grade fever, continuous in nature, not associated with chills and rigor, no diurnal variation, and temporarily relieved by drugs. And cough with expectoration for past 5 days, acute in onset, persistent in nature throughout the day, productive type, yellow colored, mucopurulent in consistency, moderate amount, not blood stain, not foul smelling, with no diurnal and postural variation.
This is important. This is important.
Sorry, sir?
This is very important. Read this line. Cough, nature. Nice talking. Keep quiet. Okay. In between. Okay. Productive type, yellowish color. Productive yellowish color is characteristic feature. Productive is abnormal. Yellowish color is cough. The sputum is digestion. There's a secondary bacterial infection.
Sir, I can't hear you properly, sir.
In the pathology. Here in the front.
Sir, we can't hear you properly, sir.
No. 1 minute.
Okay, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Audible,
Sir. Yes, sir. Now audible, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir.
One minute.
Okay, sir.
Now is it audible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Now it's audible, sir. Hello?
Yes. Okay, you said cough with expectoration cough, productive cough, okay, that is abnormal, pathological, productive cough, mucoid, serous, mucopurulent, has to be told, okay. Yellowish color tells you there's a secondary bacterial infection. Okay, keep going.
Okay, sir.
No hemoptysis?
Sorry, sir?
No hemoptysis? No hemoptysis?
No hemoptysis, sir. No hemoptysis.
Yeah, okay. Carry on, go ahead.
Okay, sir. I'll carry on. So, difficulty in breathing.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear now, sir. We can hear you now. So
Yeah,
difficulty in
come on.
breathing. Okay. Difficulty in breathing for past 4 days. Acute
Passport is?
onset,
Yes.
progressive in nature, and modified medical research council grade 3 type, and aggravated on exertion and relieved on rest.
Okay. Right.
No postural and diurnal variation. Not associated with
Yes. Okay.
sorry sir, hello.
Okay.
Okay.
You hear me? Hear me? Stop.
Yes sir, hello.
Hear me? Okay, keep going.
Okay sir. Not associated with paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea and orthopnea, sir. So there is no history of chest pain, no history of hemoptysis, no history of wheeze, no history of halitosis, no history of loss of appetite, no history of swelling of legs, no history of abdominal distension, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So past history, there is no history of similar illness in past, not a known case of diabetic mellitus, hypertension, bronchial asthma, tuberculosis or epilepsy, sir. Not allergic to any drugs.
Yes.
Sir, we can't hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Sir, it's breaking. The voice is breaking, sir. We can't hear you clearly.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Started. Past history? Past always tuberculosis, history of tuberculosis, previous history of tuberculosis, treatment for tuberculosis.
Okay.
Every respiratory comes under the heading of either it is primary tuberculosis or of pulmonary tuberculosis. Okay.
Sir, your
Always
voice is
talk
still
about
breaking,
the
sir.
history of tuberculosis. Voice is still breaking. Now can you hear me? Hello?
Now we can hear you, sir.
Hello? Okay. Tuberculosis, past history of tuberculosis, treatment for tuberculosis, drug history of tuberculosis, drug treatment, irregular treatment, then contact history of tuberculosis. Okay. These are very important past history. Another one is the patient asthma is a reason, previous history of bronchial asthma, right? If it is not hereditary, how long did it take? Everything has to be recorded. Carry on.
Okay, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Carry on. Be fast, carry on.
Okay, sir. So, personal history, sir. The patient is a mixed diet consumer.
Yes.
He is not a smoker, he is not an alcoholic, and not an IV drug user.
Yeah.
So, family history,
Okay.
sir.
In respiratory system, always ask about history of smoking. Okay. Which is very important, history of smoking. Right?
Okay, sir.
Right. Carry on.
Okay, sir. So, family history, sir. No similar illness in family members. No history of tuberculosis,
Yes.
bronchial asthma, connective
Yes.
tissue disorder in family, sir.
Okay. Very good.
So, contact history,
Carry
sir. No. Okay. No history of contact with TB patients in family and neighborhood, sir.
Yes. Very good. No history of contact with tuberculosis. Right? Okay.
Yes.
Then.
So, treatment history, no history of any drug intake, sir.
Yes. Next.
So, summary, sir. 26-year-old Mr. Chandran, a shopkeeper by occupation,
Yes.
presented with high-grade fever, cough with expectoration, and MMRC grade 3 breathlessness for past 5 days without any comorbidity and adverse social habits, and also had no contact with TB patients. From the history, the system involved could be the respiratory system, sir.
Okay. Why do you say it's a respiratory system?
Sir, he has
Why do you say it's
history
a
of,
respiratory system?
yes, sir. Sir, he
Yes.
has history of breathlessness and the MMRC
Then.
scale, sir, and then we can eliminate
No,
the
don't
cardiac
say about
part.
MMRC and all.
Okay.
Symptoms of breathlessness, then what are other things? To say for respiratory system.
Okay, sir. Breathlessness, and then there is cough and fever, sir.
Okay. Cough, breathlessness, fever. Okay.
Yes,
Right.
sir. Okay.
Did he have hemoptysis?
No, sir. No hematosis, sir.
Child. Carry on.
Okay.
System examination proper, respiratory system, upper respiratory tract examination.
Okay, sir. So, general
General
examination. sir.
examination, yes, tell me.
Patient is conscious, oriented to time, place, and
Yes.
person, cooperative and communicating, moderately built and moderately nourished, no pallor, no icterus, no cyanosis, no clubbing.
One of the
no
things you have left out here in general examination, talk about breathlessness, talk about dyspnea, tachypnea. In respiratory system, we need patient is
okay,
conscious,
sure.
dyspneic, tachypneic, restless, everything has to come inside. Okay, patient
okay.
is not dyspneic, patient is not tachypneic, everything has to be written here. Pertaining to respiratory system, right?
Okay, sure, sir.
Okay.
And there is
Right.
no.
You have left out all those things which you have to include. Yeah. No cyanosis, no clubbing, right? Good.
Yes, sir.
No pedal edema, no external markers of tuberculosis, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. System examination proper, upper respiratory tract examination.
Upper respiratory. Okay, sir. So, examination of upper respiratory tract, sir. The contour of nose is normal, nasal mucosa is normal, no deviated nasal septum, no nasal polyp, no sinus tenderness, sir.
No sinus tenderness, no halitosis, okay. Deviated nasal septum, nasal turbinates, no halitosis. Everything has to be included, okay? Right.
Okay, sir.
Sinus tenderness has to be included. You are not written. Sinus tenderness, sinuses are normal, sinus tenderness, halitosis, right? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right.
The examination of oral cavity and oropharynx,
Right.
sir. So there is no dental caries, no oral ulcers, no halitosis. Posterior pharyngeal wall appears normal.
You need not write it as a special separate entity of oral cavity and oropharynx. Get it into the upper respiratory tract. All these things into the upper respiratory tract. Okay. Don't write it as a separate entity. Okay. Right. Carry on.
Okay.
Inspection, trachea.
Okay. So lower respiratory tract examination, sir. Inspection. The chest wall appears to be symmetrical, elliptical in shape. No
Yes.
kyphosis or scoliosis. No supra or infraclavicular hollowness or fullness. No drooping of shoulders or intercostal indrawing. Trachea appears to be in
Trachea
midline.
appears to be in the midline. Here, inspection, first and the foremost thing, trachea appears in the midline. Trachea is the main thing that you see there. Trachea on inspection, on looking at the trachea. You don't put your hands into that. Just see it and just see and tell all about the chest here. Trachea, shape of the chest, symmetrical, movement of the chest wall, any asymmetry, any kyphosis, any abnormality on the shape and size. Okay. Palpation.
Okay. Palpation, sir.
Next question.
Trachea is confirmed to be in the midline. Apical impulse felt at fifth intercostal space. 1
Okay. Put
centimeter
your middle
medial to the
finger,
left.
palpate the, put the, I'll talk to you. Put the finger, middle finger and palpate the trachea. See the deviation of the trachea to the right side or to the left side or midline. Okay. This gives a clue to the diagnosis. Trachea and the midline is a separate entity. Trachea shifted to the trachea pulled to the same side, right side. Mild deviation to the right side is normal. Any deviation to the left side of the trachea is pathological. Okay, right.
Okay, sir. Apical impulse felt at fifth intercostal space, 1 centimeter medial to the left mid-clavicle line. Respiratory movements decrease on the right side in the anterior region and equal on apical and posterior region, sir. Chest wall expansion during respiration.
Respiratory movements decrease on the right side.
Yes, sir.
Okay, respiratory movements is decreased on the right side. Okay.
Yes, sir, it's decreased.
Yes.
Hemithorax expansion.
If the respiratory movements are decreased on the right side, there is an asymmetry. Movement of the chest wall is decreased on the right side. Pathology falls on the right side. Always look for the pathology unilaterally in the respiratory system. This is the pathology on the right side. Look for all those things. Right? Okay.
Okay.
Next.
So hemithorax expansion on the right it's 1 centimeter, on the left it's 2
Okay,
centimeter.
leave on that. Percussion note. Percussion.
Okay, sir. Percussion. Yes, sir. Direct percussion over the clavicle is resonant on both sides. On the right side, we hear dull notes on the infraclavicular mammary region. All the rest are resonant, sir. On the left side, we hear dull note on the mammary region alone. All the rest are resonant.
Okay, okay. Okay. Dull note on percussion on the right side in the mammary region. Auscultation.
Yes, sir. Auscultation, bronchial breath sounds,
Auscultation.
tubular type, heard in the right infraclavicular and right mammary region. In other regions of right and left lungs, normal vesicular breath sounds with no added sounds.
Bronchial
Vocal-
or abnormal breath sounds. Okay. Bronchial breath sounds or abnormal breath sounds. Right.
Sir, your voice is breaking again, sir. We can't hear you. Hello, sir.
Hello? Now we can hear me?
Now we can
Hello?
hear you, sir. Yes, sir.
Vocal resonance?
Okay, sir. So,
Vocal resonance?
yes, sir. Vocal resonance increased in the right infraclavicular and right mammary regions, and normal in other regions of the right and left lung.
Yes.
Bronchophony, egophony, and whispering.
Bronchophony, egophony.
Whispering pectorality positive
Yes.
in the right infraclavicular and right mammary regions.
This bronchophony, egophony, whispering pectorality is a characteristic feature of consolidation. None other feature of these things will happen in respiratory system in any other condition. This is very characteristic feature of consolidation. Okay, I'll talk to you afterwards. Okay, right.
Okay, sir.
Diagnosis.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's a case of upper and middle lobe pneumonia, sir. A probable diagnosis.
Don't take it, tell it as pneumonia. Tell it as middle lobe consolidation. Right middle lobe consolidation.
Okay, sir.
Diagnosis, right middle lobe consolidation. Consolidation is a phenomenon where the lung becomes a solid medium of a definite lobe. It doesn't involve 2 or 3 lobes. It involves only 1 lobe, unilateral 1 lobe. Most of the time in the right side in the lower lobes. Lower lobes are number 2 in the middle lobes. Upper lobe consolidations are very rare to occur. Common in the lower lobes, number 2, common in the middle lobes. Okay, till the diagnosis are right side, middle lobe consolidation. Right? I'll talk to you about the respiratory system, about the history taking, something more about the history taking and the clinical features, what all happens in that. The chief complaints that happen that patient comes in and respiratory system, write down please 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1, first and the foremost, cough with expectoration. Write down, everybody can write it down. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can other people, other students hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Can other students hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, yes. Bharati, Ashwant, Akash, Tarad, Bharati.
Yes, sir, it's audible, sir.
Can you hear me? Akash,
Yes, sir,
put
it's
your
audible,
videos
sir.
up. All put your videos up. All turn your videos on. All of you turn your videos on. Can you hear me? Bhuvaneshwaran? Bhuvaneshwaran, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Bhuvaneshwaran, hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Yes, sir, yes, sir. we can
Yes.
hear you.
Other people put to turn your videos on. 49 people, we turn the videos on. Tarat? Bharati,
Sir,
can you hear me?
yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes. Bharati, other people turn your videos on. Akash? Where are other people? Turn your videos on. Okay, the chief complaints in respiratory system. The chief complaints in respiratory system. Number 1, cough with expectoration. Number 2, breathlessness. Number 3, keep on writing. Hemoptysis. Number 4. Repeat goes on. Bharati. Akash.
Yes, sir.
Hemoptysis. Hemoptysis. Chest pain called as acute chest pain. Hemoptysis. These. Last one, clear pneumonitis. These are the cardinal symptomatology in the respiratory system. Let me talk about a few words about this cardinal chief complaints. The patient comes and sits before you. These are the characteristic features of the chief complaints. Why are they important? Why are they important? They are important just to differentiate from other systems. These are the cardinal features that makes us and tells you that this system, this patient has come with the symptomatology pertaining to the respiratory system. These are the 5 cardinal features that we do. Out of this 5, almost the patient will have 3 complaints to say and fix for respiratory system. Cough with expectoration. Cough, number 1, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Akash? Anup? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir. Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Right. All of the students turn your videos on. Okay. First, cough with expectoration. Cough, productive, unproductive cough. Productive cough, sputum, serous, mucoid, mucopurulent. Serous is watery, mucoid is thick, tenacious, mucopurulent is in between thick and watery. Copious sputum, foul smelling. Copious sputum is large amount of sputum, more than 100 ml per day. Copious, large. Foul smelling, fetid odor, associated with suppurative lung diseases. Next, breathlessness. Patient will say, I am breathless. Breathlessness. Most of the patients say with breathlessness, it is slightly confusing regarding breathlessness. whether to fit in for respiratory or with cardiovascular system. A simple yardstick I will say how to differentiate between breathlessness of respiratory and breathlessness of cardiovascular system. Number one, breathlessness of respiratory system. Breathlessness at rest is respiratory system. A simple yardstick to understand. Breathlessness at rest. The patient will be simply sitting and he will breathe. Pneumothorax. Whereas in cardiovascular, to the contrary, in cardiovascular system, breathlessness on exertion. He will walk a few yards. He will walk a few yards and will sit down. And if you ask him, why did you sit down? He will say an answer, I am not able to walk. I'm feeling breathless. I sat down here. I sat down. This is breathlessness on exertion. This is what my textbook says, dyspnea on exertion, and the textbook says it as effort intolerance. Effort intolerance. This is the simple yardstick to be differentiated between breathlessness of respiratory origin, number one, I said. Number two, breathlessness of cardiovascular origin. Most of the patient comes and tells you, I feel breathless. I have breathlessness, which is very common for both respiratory and cardiovascular. Whatever it may be, get a clear-cut history, understand what system, then evaluate for that system. Hemoptysis. Next, hemoptysis. Hemoptysis is the cardinal feature that belongs only to respiratory system, not to any other system. Hemoptysis, if the patient says, we pull them for respiratory system. Hemoptysis is the cardinal symptomatology of respiratory system, that too common in tuberculosis. Common in tuberculosis. For all the patients in tuberculosis, you have hemoptysis most of the time. Then chest pain. Chest pain in respiratory system. This is called the pleuritic chest pain. This is unilateral, stabbing in nature, 24/7. It doesn't radiate. This is one of the confusing factors of chest pain pertaining to cardiovascular and respiratory. If it's going to be respiratory, we call it the pleuritic chest pain. In cardiovascular, to be differentiated, on the contrary, we call it the angina. But the patient doesn't differentiate, you have to differentiate. The patient comes to you and tells you there is a chest pain. In respiratory system, it is called the pleuritic chest pain. Pleuritic chest pain is localized, it doesn't radiate, it is 24/7, it's called pleurodynia, no sweating, no radiation, not in central in origin, but periphery, in the bottom, in the base. Common in the lower lobes. Whereas to the contrary, angina and chest pain, two pertain to cardiovascular system. Chest pain is central in origin, retrosternal pain, radius to the back, radius to the left arm, not to the right arm, only left arm, to the tip of your little finger, to the jump, to the neck, to the back, to the interior wall. All the places we do radiation. Radiation is a characteristic feature of angina and chest pain. Here in pleuritic chest pain, the pain is 24/7. Whereas in an angina and chest pain, pain is between 2 to 3 minutes, that's all. It is associated with profuse sweating, increases on exertion, decreases on rest. It's a characteristic feature of anginal chest pain. This is the way you differentiate between an anginal chest pain of cardiovascular in origin and a pleuritic chest pain of respiratory origin. There is a difference between both to get a thorough history, get a thorough question, and get the thorough answer from the patient so that you are very sure what system are you evaluating and getting on the patient to what system for your inspection, palpation, for your examination. That is the thing that makes all the difference. Do you understand what I'm talking to you? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Right. This is chest pain. Okay. Then wheeze. Then wheeze. Wheeze is a symptomatology. Wheeze is a symptom. The patient says, I am a wheezer. I am a wheezer. I am a wheezer. I am an asthmatic for 15 years. I used to have inhalers. I used to have nebulizers. I used to have injections. Whenever episodes of wheeze comes, I am a wheezer. Wheeze is nothing but a reflection of the bronchospasm. There is bronchospasm, there is bronchoconstriction, there is inflammatory reaction, leukotrienes comes into play, inflammatory markers comes into play, there is a constriction, bronchoconstriction in the trachea, and the trachea is constricted. That produces bronchospasm. Bronchospasm is nothing but wheeze. Wheeze is nothing but bronchial asthma. The patient himself will tell you the diagnosis that I am a wheezer, I am a come for wheezing, I am a known wheezer, I'm having wheezing for increased wheezing for the past 2 to 3 days. He will tell you the diagnosis. All these 4 or 5 symptomatology or the chief complaints which I have mentioned you will make very sure that this patient comes under the heading of respiratory system. It is from the history, get a clear-cut history, and that will tell you a clear marker and pulls you to the system examination for further analysis and tells you that is the system involved here is respiratory system. From the summary you said, they have the complaints of these things, of all the features of these things, and you say a lot of things that is pertaining to the respiratory system. Do you understand what I'm talking to you? Today I'll talk to you about the history taking, about all the features of respiratory system. These are the characteristic symptomatology that comes to play in a respiratory system. These are the markers of symptomatology in a respiratory system. Okay? Next week I'll go about the examination and all the things in detail on respiratory system. Study and be prepared on next Saturday for respiratory system. Any doubt with this, which I talk to you about respiratory system? Anything? Any doubt, just ask me.
Sir, hemoptysis is possible in CVS also, right? In case of pulmonary hypertension.
Very rare, very rare, very rare. In pulmonary edema, hemoptysis can come. The streaking of blood in the sputum or the pink frothy sputum with streaking of blood is a feature of hemoptysis in pulmonary edema, in cardiovascular, which is a rare symptomatology. They have frothy, copious, early morning sputum, pink in color, serous, frothy. It is equivalent to acute LVF. P&D, acute LVF are the same synonymous, and this is acute pulmonary edema. This is very rare to have hemoptysis. Don't give much importance to that. If the patient comes out of hemoptysis in a smoker, always it denotes and tells us this is comes from the respiratory system, this is tuberculosis. All the other symptomatology of tuberculosis we follow. What are the symptomatology of tuberculosis? Fever, cough with expectoration, loss of weight, loss of appetite, weight loss, nitrate. All these features will be there for more than 15 days or 2 weeks duration is equivalent to tuberculosis or whomever it may concern. Common in smokers, common in smokers, common in smokers, common in alcoholics, malnourished people, ill-nourished, lean, thin-built individuals, common in smokers. Always from the history, get a clear-cut history so that it builds up and gives you an easy to make up your diagnosis. Any doubt other than this?
So, and pleurodynia,
yes.
pleuritic chest pain.
Yes. Yeah, pleurodynia is pleuritic chest pain in the respiratory system. Okay, that is called as pleurodynia.
Okay.
Okay. Any doubt? Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you. Next week, same respiratory system. I'll talk about the system examination. Read everything about respiratory system and come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.